Next up, we have Evolution Hypnosis GD by LiquidDragon. Once again, everybody, this is a Basterd's LFA, a layman-friendly analysis. I'm a professionally trained musician and composer, and my objective here is to explain things in a way so that you don't have to be one to understand what is happening here musically. So, if you like the sound of that, make sure you're following the channel, subscribe to the channel, whatever term you want to use, like the video, share the video, leave a comment, turn on notifications, become a member, all that good stuff. Support this channel as much as you want. Two disclaimers. Number one, this is my first time hearing this track ever, so I will be pausing a lot, as I will be pointing things out as I realize them or as I hear them. And number two, this is recorded live on stream on a single take, so I might stumble upon my words here and there. Whatever happens, happens. So, let's see what we got. Evolution. Let's go. The next washing machine upgrade? I don't need one. I got one. Okay, so not too much to say here. It's a cool beat. We have a bass drum giving us a steady beat while the hi-hat is giving us what we could call a rhythmic motif. So when it comes to motif, a motif is usually the smallest version of your musical idea, the seed, the essence from which everything else comes from, right? And usually that's in a melody. That's in the form of a melody, usually. However, in this case, this is a rhythmic motif. So when it comes to music, you have three components: melody, harmony, rhythm. This is rhythm. Drums, rhythm. And right now the hi-hat is doing this just really cool rhythmic motif, keeping things a little bit syncopated compared to the bass drum, giving this whole thing an extra sense of pace, while the bass drum gives us a very cool foundation for what we do next. So, let's see where this goes. It sounds like a washing machine? Okay. Okay, so we have, this has to be on purpose, we have a bunch of samples of chords from a synthesizer with a like string section sample, right? But most importantly, we are getting the cut sound. There's a very special type of clipping that happens when you're doing this kind of thing. So clipping in music, as opposed to it, come on, clipping, I can type, I promise. So clipping in music is a really bad thing. It's usually undesirable. Clipping is when your microphone captures more audio than the software is capable of processing. Usually you will see this whenever you will see one of those influencers that have the lav mics, you know, the type of microphone that you're supposed to put like down here, and they hold it up to their mouth and it just sounds horrible. That is clipping. It's usually undesirable, but then there is another type that happens when it comes to audio samples, because when it comes to audio samples, an audio sample is just a sound wave that you get. Let's say we have this little box over here, and your audio sample is right here, right? So this is whatever recording of whatever it is, and there is a very, very tricky phenomenon that happens, because the way speakers work is that you will have the membrane of the speaker, and audio will go either up or down. In turn, the speaker will push or retract. It will go back and forth with the audio according to whether the audio is going up or down. However, if you cut an audio sample, you risk doing something that can be not very good. Let's say we cut this audio sample over here, which is the audio wave going up, which I think if an audio wave goes up, it is the speaker going forward. And you cut that. And then you delete this part and you decide to replace it with another audio sample that is over here, and that audio sample starts with the audio wave going upward. And what is going to happen is that the speaker is not going to have a point in which it bounces back, because naturally the speaker needs to bounce back and forth. And when you get two recordings with both of them having the audio wave up, pushing the speaker membrane forward, you are going to get a moment of clipping, which is what we're hearing right now in between those chord changes. You're hearing this very tiny click. That tiny click is a consequence of the speaker having to force itself back, so you're not hearing anything musically intentional. Maybe it's intentional, maybe not, but what the speaker is doing is it's forcing itself back, slapping its way back to the resetting itself, slapping the membrane back so that it can force the next audio wave upwards, and that creates these little clipping, ticking sounds that we're getting in between these things. The way you solve this is that you zoom in a lot whenever you cut your audio, and in a millisecond you cut this part and you just turn down the volume all the way. And that way the speaker has enough time to reset. Because these are things that happen within milliseconds, if not in a shorter time. So yeah, now you understand a little bit more about speakers. Now you understand how speakers work. Let's see where it goes. Okay, we add the drums again. And you can hear now that the drums are here. That alright, go ahead, say what you want. It's now that the drums are here, the change between the chords no longer has that sound, because now the drums themselves are filling up that void and compensating and allowing the speakers to actually go back and forth, getting rid of that ticking sound. Let's see where this goes. Oh, and the hi-hat is back in a straight, like just regular drum beat. We have this melody in the back. Okay, so now we are getting a few weirder chords here and there, and we are taking what I think was the overall melody given to us with those chords at the start and turning it into an actual melody. Austin, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the Mosh Pit. Welcome today. How you doing? And Frisco, welcome today. How you doing? So yes, we are having this melody, which is usually what happens naturally when you have chords, because usually chords is just vertical slices or vertical chunks of notes, and you can have the chords having this kind of thing, and then you can take any of the notes within them and just draw a melody out of those, giving you a pretty easy melody to obtain. It can be tricky to get a good melody out of chords, but it sounds like that's what we're doing here with this really cool, like, wobbly sounding synth in the back. Let's see where it goes. And we go to, like, early MIDI vocal sounds, like default library sounds. These are, like, the cheapest sounds you can get. Which is, I find it funny, next to, like, these very nice sounding bass and hi-hat. Like, the samples, like, the string samples, they weren't the best, but they were decent enough. The whoop whoop melody was alright. Like, the sample itself was pretty good quality. This is, like, as low quality as it gets. This isn't even, like, 8-bit MIDI. We are talking, this is, like, the earliest, like, you buy Guitar Pro 2 and you just get whatever MIDI sound libraries it has, and you're just using that. And I find it funny. So in this case, we're following a similar melody, and we are syncopating that melody. So whenever the notes change, you're going to notice that some of them don't happen aligned with the drums. that is syncopation, when you're playing against the beat, which is what this melody is doing. And then we're having a bass kind of giving us a couple of extra tidbits here and there. Let's just see where it goes. We bring back the strings. With that whoop whoop melody again. We bring back the first rhythmic motif. And then you can hear those samples again doing that little bit of clipping. Oh man, this is funny. JT, welcome back. Yeah, and you can hear that clipping gone when the drums come back. Okay, so what we're doing here is called recapitulation. We are doing a one-to-one recapitulation. Structurally speaking, we've had two major points. First one, so when it comes to this, we're calling this form. Form is just the structure of your piece. And this is usually divided into letters. So we had section A, which was this part that we are hearing very, we have the rhythmic motif, it develops into the strings doing their thing, and then section B is a little bit shorter than section A, but it is those like super early vocal samples that we had. We let that play out, and now we're back to section A. So far, we've been doing a flat repeat. So if this continues and we go to section B, this type of structure would be called a simple binary. Let's see where this goes. It's pretty no, we're having one variation here. So it's no longer a simple binary because now we are in what is called a prime. So the apostrophe just means it's now called prime. Prime means it's a variation of that initial one. And in this case, it's just the addition of this like giggling, gasping sound. So there you go. Let's see where it goes. It's a very weird sample. We have the weird chords part. Ooh. Okay, we repeat this section of the chords, which is a new section that we have, which means we are now in section C. These weird chords we hadn't really had before. This is section C. We haven't had one of these in a while. This is called a rondo. Structurally, the structure is called a rondo, which means to go around. So structurally speaking, we went from section A to section B, back to section A, this time with a variation, then to section C. If this follows the structure of the rondo, we're going to be going back to A with maybe another variation. Let's see where this goes. Because, yeah, we are now in A double prime. That little difference. We skipped the part of the chords alone. We're adding more sound there. The return of the rondo. Yes. The return of the... It's been a while since we've done the rondo, yeah. Yeah, and we're just adding extra bits here and there that makes it just sound fun. So, come back to GarageBand. No, these samples are way too advanced to be from GarageBand. This is from like Guitar Pro. Like the original, maybe. No, the drum beats are pretty decent sample. The string, the chords, that one is a little bit less advanced. The vocal samples are pretty far back. Let's see where this goes. Ooh. And we go back to B with a variation, B prime. Let's see where this goes. So yeah, this vocal, yeah, we had this one before, now without the drums, and with the whoop whoop synth that we have, a lot of this has been non-functional. A lot of the melodies, a lot of the chords that we heard were very non-functional, so it's weird. It's a little bit weird to see, but it just means that harmonically speaking, that the chords didn't follow all the rules, but it was still there, and it was pretty fun. Let's see where it goes. I think this is going to be the outro. So we could chuck this out as not being... Yeah, we could say it's not section B, but it's just the outro. It's just the outro. And then and then you can loop it. And there you go. So this track by itself, it had a lot of fun moments to it. Very basic. The composition of this was very basic. A lot of rookie mistakes when it comes to the audio generation, which, fair, because if I hadn't heard from my world-class sound engineer friends about the whole clipping with the audio file, like, oh yeah, don't just cut and then paste into somewhere else, like actually go in and fade the sound down, or you're gonna basically hurt the speakers, then yeah, I wouldn't know that. I wouldn't know these kind of things. So these are little details here and there that don't really matter, because it was still a fun track, especially if you end up using it in something like a video game and it serves a purpose. It becomes functional as music, which is a good thing for your music to be in the sense of a video game. Would I sit down and listen to this as electronic music? That's not necessarily my it's not necessarily my preferred genre. Like, I'm a metalhead, so I will probably sit down and listen to some metal. So there's that, right? But in general, considering the fact that this really didn't have functional harmony, it had no functional melody, the beat was pretty straightforward throughout the whole thing. We had a couple of moments where the drums were taken away to recapitulate a couple of things. It works. It's a very, very simple. This it doesn't qualify as atonal because it still had like a tonal center and everything. But yeah, no, like it's got it had some it had its moments. It was pretty decent. It was pretty decent. So yeah, there you go. That was Evolution by LiquidDragon. Once again, everybody, this has been a Basterd's LFA, a layman-friendly analysis. I'm a professionally turned musician, a composer, and my objective here has been to explain things in a way that you don't have to want to understand what's happened here musically. So if you're watching this on the video, YouTube archive thing, thank you for watching. Make sure you're following the channel, subscribe to the channel, whatever term you want to use. Like the video, share the video, leave a comment, turn on notifications, all that good stuff. If you want to listen to this without me interrupting every 3 seconds, I'll be linking it down below in the description. If you want to request songs, by the way, if you're on the stream, do not request yet. If you are not on the stream, and you want to request a song, go to the Discord server, link down below, and go to the LFA requests channel and follow the instructions in the pinned messages over there. And if you want to catch the streams when they happen live, we aim for Monday through Friday, 6 p.m. Central European Time. If you want to know what time what that is for you, link down below. Discord and Twitch, they both have the full schedule showing in your local time zone so that you don't have to bother calculating and all that stuff. And follow the gaming channel. We have a gaming channel where we put the VODs of the gaming after shows that we do. Games are Basterd. Link down below in the description, or just search for the username. Same username as James R. Basterd. Just swap the J for a G, and you got it. And yeah, there you go. Oh my god, I have to address that. So, there you go. That was Evolution by LiquidDragon. Fun stuff, man. Fun stuff. Really, really fun stuff. But yeah, it's fun.